Switch Bioworks advances microbial fertilizer to corn trials. Switch Bioworks is moving its engineered microbial fertilizer into U.S. field trials, giving the company a practical test for technology designed to reduce dependence on conventional nitrogen fertilizer. The San Carlos, California-based biotechnology company has received authorization from the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency to begin advanced research and development field trials across multiple agricultural sites in the U.S. Midwest. The trials will focus on corn, the largest U.S. crop by acreage and one of the most nitrogen-intensive parts of American agriculture. For growers, corn production is closely tied to fertilizer availability, pricing, and timing, making it a key market for any alternative nitrogen product. Switch Bioworks is developing microbes that pull nitrogen from the air, convert it into ammonia, and release it near plant roots. The product is being designed for use with existing planting equipment and standard farm practices, which matters in a sector where adoption often depends on whether a new input fits into current operations without adding complexity. The company's platform is based on a genetically encoded switch. In practical terms, the microbes are intended to first establish themselves around plant roots, then shift into nitrogen production mode. That staged approach is meant to address a known challenge for microbial fertilizer. Microbes need energy both to survive in the root zone and to produce nitrogen in a way that supports crop growth. The upcoming field trials will test whether the microbes can establish, activate, and perform consistently under real agricultural conditions. Results from the Midwest sites will also be used to refine the company's microbial discovery and engineering platform, which originated from Stanford research. This is a development milestone, not a commercial launch. The next questions are field performance, soil and weather variability, cost, compatibility with existing fertilizer programs, and the regulatory path to wider use. Fertilizer security is becoming a business risk. The timing matters. Fertilizer costs, domestic supply resilience, and exposure to global energy markets have become bigger concerns for farmers, policymakers, and food supply chain companies. Most conventional nitrogen fertilizer is produced using natural gas. That links farm input costs to energy prices and global supply conditions, creating risk for growers when markets become unstable. It also keeps fertilizer tied to emissions and runoff concerns that food and agriculture companies are increasingly being asked to manage. Federal attention on fertilizer supply chains, including recent policy activity around fertilizer and herbicide availability, shows how central the issue has become. The Homegrown Fertilizer Act and similar efforts reflect a wider push to build more domestic and resilient sources of agricultural inputs. That does not mean biological products will replace conventional fertilizer quickly. Any nitrogen alternative has to prove that it can deliver value in the field, not just in controlled settings. Farmers will be looking for reliability, return on investment, scalability, and a clear role alongside existing fertilizer strategies. For Switch Bioworks, the Midwest trials are a chance to test whether engineered microbes can become a workable part of that mix. The broader opportunity is a fertilizer model that produces nitrogen closer to the plant, rather than relying entirely on centralized chemical production. The field results will determine how far the technology can move from promising science toward a practical farm input. For now, the key test is straightforward: whether engineered microbes can deliver consistent nitrogen benefits where growers need them most.